Yesterday there was a big earthquake here in Crete, and 3 weeks ago there was a wildfire that lasted for a few days. So we're gonna share our thoughts, how we feel about this, and how it affects us.
Yes. So we always knew about wildfires and earthquakes, but until yesterday basically we didn't look that
Deep into it.
Yeah, we didn't put that much thought into it. We were not ignorant because we were thinking about it. We saw it on news, we saw it on social media, we saw it in...
Wherever you live on earth, if you have a TV and you are watching the news, you're gonna hear if something happens in, especially here in Greece. Everybody knows that, you know, there are a lot of wildfires that are happening frequently. Every summer it's basically the same story. But now that we live here, I think our opinion changed a bit because, as you said, we were not affected until now. We were living in another country, we were in the UK, and before that we were in Romania, so we didn't know anything about this.
Yeah, but yesterday was an earthquake. It wasn't a big one, 5.4. We did not...
5.2, yeah.
We did not feel it, but our neighbors did.
Yeah, our neighbor told us he saw the lights moving in the house, and I think we just started to realize that, you know, a disaster basically can happen at any time. And it's more likely to happen here where there are earthquakes almost every day. If you look on the websites, this is a seismic area, an active seismic area here in Crete. And we knew this, but we didn't realize what it actually means, you know? So there are small earthquakes happening every few days, every few weeks, let's say.
Like
so there
wildfires.
are a lot of them throughout the year. But we didn't realize, you know, like a big one can happen at any time, you know? And this can affect us in a bad way.
Yeah, and about the wild... So this is raw, unedited, unfiltered, uncut. That's why you can hear the cars passing by, because we're not gonna cut anything, we're gonna speak our minds. It's more a natural feel. So yeah, it's more like taking you with us on a walk.
Showing you around.
Beautiful landscape here.
Yeah.
This is Crete, Hania. A very nice path here.
Yeah, so about the wildfires, only this year there were around 4,000 wildfires happening in Greece, and I think around 2,000 were here in Crete. And this is crazy. It's a crazy statistic to think about.
It happened to us while we were in a village searching for a house. We received
got an alert.
Yeah, and then we received another alert next day.
Yeah, so basically there were 2 alerts in a row with the villages that were being evacuated, and the alert said that you should avoid these villages, and yeah, it's just, it feels so real now that we are here and we are experiencing these things. It just feels completely different, and we take this thing much more seriously now. Not that we were taking it, you know, as a joke before, but it's just, you don't realize until it can happen to you, basically. And
now, because we are searching, we have a series where we go from village to village searching a house to buy or a land to build our house. Now looking on the what is happening with wildfires, we are thinking, where is the best place to buy? Is it good to buy?
I think we became a bit more scared, to be honest, because our budget is small. So we're planning this, you know, this purchase on a budget. And this means we're gonna be somewhere in the villages, maybe. We're not gonna be in a big city. So this sometimes means, now that we see the villages, this sometimes means you're surrounded by nature. You're surrounded maybe by forests or olive groves, or, you know, and this means that if a wildfire happens in that area, it's more likely that your house will be burned when you're surrounded by all of this vegetation. At least this is what we think now.
Yeah, obviously.
But if you are, you know, maybe there are a lot of people living here in Greece that are watching us, so please let us know in the comments, how do you cope with this thought? Like, are you concerned? Are you just used to it? How do you treat this situation, you know? And do you think it's better to just avoid living in a village overall, or
living in a
if
village.
you have any advice, like, yeah, just drop a comment and let us know what would be the best thing to do and how you cope with this, what we should consider when we look at buying a house or a land, like what areas we should avoid.
Yeah, what things to look out for. But obviously you know much more than we do, because it's our first year here and it's our first more serious wildfire. It's the first one that we saw, a big one.
Yeah,
So obviously every advice helps. If you have something to say, please put it down in the comments, something that you think will help us.
I think what happens close to Athens in the past few weeks really affected us as well, and it just, it shocked us to see the footage.
We saw the footage.
It just wakes you up to the reality, and now because sometimes you hear about these wildfires and they say there are no victims, or there are just people being hurt but nobody died or something like that, and you think, oh, that's good, it's not that serious, it's not that bad. But the reality of it is around 400 or 500 houses were burned. So
and how many
potentially businesses and farms and things like that were burned. So you're thinking now, those people that live there, what happened to them? What happens to them? There are humans that lost their homes. There are real people that lost their homes, and maybe they have a mortgage. Maybe they saved throughout their whole lives to have that house. Where are they going now? What's happening to them? It breaks our heart when we think about it, and
it's a tragedy. If you stay to think about it in depth, it's really heartbreaking.
It's a very serious issue, and we're thinking, what happens if it happens to us? If we lose our house and...
if we move in the village,
yeah,
and then a wildfire starts, and you are in danger of your house to catch fire.
Yeah.
How you cope with it?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of, like mental health stress that you have to overcome. I don't know. We didn't think so seriously about it up until now, but we are thinking for sure now, and we are just a bit more concerned. Let's say this is how we feel right now. We feel a bit scared, a bit concerned, and
also doing a bit of research. I saw a video online, and it was about a man was throwing fire, I don't know, with petrol or something, in a forest from a car. It was basically starting
a fire.
Yeah, starting a fire.
On purpose.
And I'm thinking now, is this really happening? I mean, it's a real thing?
Because we know the majority of the wildfires, they start because of the climate change. Greece experienced this year, I think it was the warmest registered in history here in Greece.
The fastest heat wave.
The fastest, yeah, because
ever.
It was in June.
Yeah, 42, 43 degrees.
And even from people, we hear this all the time that they have more struggles because of this climate change, and everything is more dry for a longer period of time, and this just makes the wildfires even more, happening even more often, and statistically there are more every year.
So we know these fires can start naturally, but also a friend of mine told me that it's not only natural, it's only handmade. And it's not just negligence, it's like something that people want to do. And I'm asking you because probably you know more than me, not probably, it's clearly you know more than me. Let me know why somebody would do such a thing. What can be the reason for that? Can you think about some reasons?
I think from what we heard from people saying this, it's like they have some sort of gain into it, like they want to purchase that land to build something on it, like an industrial thing or something like that, and I don't know, it's kind of a way to evacuate the area so they can buy it maybe cheaper, or I don't know, I don't really understand how it works. I can't imagine how someone could do something like this. I mean, so many people are hurt in this process, and I can't imagine somebody would do this with you know,
I don't think you can
sane
hurt.
people would do this.
You can hurt somebody doing this, not like just burning a forest. You can hurt people that are living nearby.
Yeah, here it's so windy. Crete is a really windy island, and we didn't realize this until we lived here. And I think it's so, that's why we have such big issues with the wildfires, because they spread very, very quickly. So I just, you know, I just assume that I don't know what can be in those people's minds to do something like that, knowing what kind of a risk there is.
And
You can burn a whole city.
Also, the climate is changing fast. It's more dry.
Yeah.
The wind will spread the fire much
Very,
quickly.
very quick. Yeah, and I even heard because of there isn't enough water now for the firefighters, it's very hard to fight these fires because sometimes they are running out of water, and it's good to know that there are other countries helping out, and you know, especially from the EU, there are countries that send either helicopters, water tanks, firefighters. I know that even Romania sent firefighters.
We saw even Romania, it's sending firefighters here in Greece. They are sending 44 firefighters. And
this was for what happened in Athens.
This is a big thing, I think. My
but
brother...
your brother told you that they are sending firefighters every year because...
Yeah, my brother is a firefighter, so yeah, it's a big deal. But yeah, we're considering this, if it's still safe to move in a village. Or I saw the government is doing things to prevent it and to stop the spread of the fires. They are putting more
careful,
putting more firefighters even near us in that
yeah, they are bringing more firefighters in the areas that they consider they are high risk. For example, they are bringing from the mainland many firefighters here in Crete. Our neighbors that rent the
villa,
not the villa, they have an Airbnb, and it was rented to firefighters because they were coming here,
to prevent some fires, and the fire really happened. That one, the big one from Retimno.
Retimno, yeah.
So the government is doing something, but do you think they should do more? I mean, what can be done?
Yeah.
What do you think can be done to prevent these fires too?
And what can we do, you know, as individuals? I know that it's important. That's why they have some laws, like you're not allowed to do a barbecue, you're not allowed to do to start any outdoor fires during the summer months. You're not allowed to do this at all, and I can understand why.
Also, you need to cut the grass, not leave it to grow.
Yeah, this is a new law actually that they implemented, that if you have a land, a property, and you have weeds and grass and things growing around, you have to cut them.
Also, we were in a situation like that when we were at barbecue, and I don't know how, but somehow a small patch of dry grass caught fire.
Yeah.
And it was about to spread really, really fast. Luckily,
yeah, we have a video about it.
Yeah,
I think some of you saw it, but we're gonna put the link in the description.
If you did not see that one, we're gonna put that in the description.
Yeah, I want to hear more about this, about your opinion actually, because I know there are so many people watching us that live here in Greece. What do you think on this topic? You know, how do you cope, and what are your thoughts? Are you used to it? Do you feel like this is a normal thing for you? Maybe you don't feel like scared or anything like that. And yeah, I'm just thinking.
Yeah, but thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching us. Press that like if you like this video, and yeah, see you.
Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.
Bye.